Alright, so let's assume we've pushed it up one more string and we come up with the A shape. So the 5 and the 6 are the the first two frets, or first three frets. We've got this imaginary nut there. I didn't draw that, but I could have drawn that on the diagram when I made it. I just didn't realize that, because I wasn't lining them up perfectly. It's difficult enough to line up the individual notes. So if we take this 5 and 6 and we push it up one more, and it's going to have to go through the warp, okay, like that. It's going to go like that when you look at the diagram. So the 5 and the 6 gets moved up here. In comes the 2 and the 3. The 2 and the 3 gets pushed to the top string. I call it the 2 and the 3 right here because we're talking about right by the fretboard here. The 2 string, okay, gets pushed to be the top string, and then that duplicates because it comes in from the bottom. That's just, we're just exploiting that situation, where it comes in from the bottom like that because of the warp. Otherwise, if it was just pure pattern, it would come in, kind of warped out. You would have the pattern stack. Essentially, you would have the pattern stack. I'm going to pull the pattern stack up for a minute. Cursor mode. Pull the pattern stack up for a minute and show you how that, show you how that would work. Come on. See, with the pattern stack, we could do the same thing. If I just push this stack up, the 3 would be on top, and then this 3 would just move to the underneath it. But we'd still have the, we'd still have this. I guess it's a little harder to explain. It's a little harder to see. It's more, we could more or less do like a window. And we could do that. We could do a window with this thing. So let's just put an arbitrary window here. Okay, and in this case it's going to be, I guess, 5 notes, maybe even 6. Maybe even 6. Let's do a little fretboard there. Okay, so we got this mini fretboard there, right? Now, we're going to move it up a little bit. Move it up whoa. Yeah. Okay, well, it just... Look at it. It's going all over the place. It's doing like 3 at once. So that's what it is. And then if we could get to this scroll bar here, we can control a little more. So suppose we move it all up again. Now we've got that situation. Okay. On the pattern stack, it's really not affected that much, but it'll drift. The whole fretboard will drift over. Okay, so if this was the original fretboard, then we went to this situation, then we went to this situation, all of a sudden we lose the 7. We would lose that 7 because our fretboard has a nut right there. So let's just say that was where our nut was. Okay. When we move it up, when we started, say, from the 5 there, all right, that's legal because we've got a we've got a P4 tuning guitar. Everything is it's like, it sounds like this when you tune it. Instead of that's what we've got right here. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, underneath this 7 would be something. It would be an F sharp. All right, and so moving it up then, but that's irrelevant. We would play that. Okay, I wish I could put my hand there, but we would play this thing. And then if we move this up like that in the pattern stack, we would lose this 7 because this is the fret. and these are to be sunken. You see how so they warped it over. All right, so when we're moving like that, that's what's happening. We got some leftover drawings from before. Okay, so back to what we were talking about. This is the best way to do it instead of, going from one chart to the other in that folder. So we move it up even more and we end up with the 2 here. Okay, but we're losing. You see these notes? These are just sharps. They're almost like accidentals, purple, black notes, and like purple rain. Purple rain. All right, so we're looking for, now when we do this, here's one note sticks out. Warp again, there's 2 notes sticking out with one coming up here. We warp again, we've got 2 notes are always going to be there because we got to trim it somewhere. But now we've got 3 notes, 2 notes coming up, 3 notes. So from Zongo out here, we've got nothing. Nothing. We've got 1 note. We've got 2 notes. We've got 3 notes. Look for those kind of patterns when you're doing these warping charts. Okay. So here you got 4 notes here on the E. 3 notes on the A, 3 sharp. These are practically sharps. Two sharps on the D and 1 sharp. Just look and make sure everything adds up like that. Okay, everything's honky dory. The 1 sharp on the G, which is the 7th. D has the 7th, and the 3rd is a sharp. Okay, and that sharp would be what? That would be F sharp. And the A, you would add, the 6 is sharp, that would be G sharp. Okay, that kind of thing. In the A, actually, the 6. You got the G sharp. It's the G sharp. Okay, so that would be almost sunken, that G sharp. But I think I made a little miscalculation, but certainly you can see how these notes are happening here, and the 7 is the sharp of the G. And you have to do this to make sure your diagram is right. The D would have 2 sharps. The 3rd sharp is in the D is 1, 2, 3 is a sharp. Okay. So it should work out. You got to trust the pattern and trust that the mistakes being made today, the pattern is correct. Interpreting the pattern, you can make mistakes easier. So that's I took them through the warp carefully, and that is what we've come up with. These notes are not keys. This is not the key of C. This is the C shape. Okay, if this is E, and you color it green there, and it becomes this note, the 3rd of C, then yes, that's a C-shaped C. But that could be anything. It could be the 3rd of anything. You would play the C shape because we're talking about the caged, applying the cage to, other things, other keys and whatnot. And that's the important part about caged. All right, so you got your open C here. Don't worry about what what the pitch is of open C here. But if you take that up a whole step, you've got the same C shape. Now my finger is the nut, is the fret nut. That's now a D-shaped C. So it doesn't matter, and this would be the 3rd of D. Okay, this is the 3rd of D now. The 3rd of D is F sharp, and that's what this is, right? So we have a diagram for that. Would be nice, but the 3rd of D is F sharp. It's right there. Oh, we want to maybe see it on wrong way. That little folder thing says wrong way. Go back. You've reached the end of the folder. Do you want to proceed? And I think 9,000